This just in. Atom bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Over 200,000 dead. That report in just a moment. But first, it's time to play Queen for a Day! Yay. The game where we celebrate the achievements of American women and where an ordinary housewife, a lowly homemaker, and a societally conditioned slave can all become Queen for a Day! Yay. Just by proving her knowledge of feminist history, or should I say, herstory.
Robin, take it over. Now before we play the game, we need a lovely little lady from our studio audience to come up on stage and help us clean up this terrible mess we're in.
Now, before you start raising your hands, we need someone who's used to being bossed around and told what to do, like, all the time.
That's me, isn't it?
Yep. While she cleans up, let's play Queen for a Day. If you think you know your answer, just raise your hand. Really, ma'am? Do I need to show you how to raise your hand? All the way up like this. Does everyone see? You put it all the way in the air. Okay, here's the first question. Who is the most famous female American anarchist / organizer of the early 20th century, founder of Mother Earth magazine, and lover of Sasha Berkman?
Look at all those hands, Cole. Everyone wants a piece of this question. Here's a lovely lady. Tell me, dear, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Christine and I'm from New York.
Hello, Christine, from New York. Do you know the answer to Cole's question?
I think so.
You do?
Yeah, I think
What
so.
is it?
Is it what we call her?
Ooh, no, I'm sorry, it's Emma Coleman.
Yeah, but just for playing our game, you get to win #1 in our series of Great American Women trading cards. Macadooia. Here's a woman who proved to be an extremely helpful asset to Lewis and Clark in their exploration of the Great American West. Acting as a guide and interpreter for the two explorers, she brought a whole new meaning to the word squaw and directed Lewis and Clark to the nearest hotels to stay at while exploring the uncharted land. After her tour of the West with the boys, she became a tour guide for the travelers and eventually became a highway robber once her business got slow. She's also credited for carrying a baby on her back. Yeah, here's your card, Christine.
Let's give a hand for Christine, everybody. Oh, progressive here in the 1950s, aren't we?
Oh, yes we are, Cole. Blame it on Mammy, that's what I always say.
Okay, let's go to question number 2. Remember, get it right. Come Queen for a Day. This one's a little easier. Name the brave seamstress from Montgomery, Alabama, who refused to move to the back of the bus and jump-started the American Civil Rights Movement.
Here's a lovely lady. Tell me, miss, what's your name and where are you from?
Jesse. I'm from Lafayette.
From Lafayette, Jesse. First of all, I would like to thank you for speaking directly into my cardboard microphone so everybody can hear you. Tell me, do you know the answer to Cole's question?
Yeah.
What is it?
Rosa Parks?
Rosa Parks, Cole?
Ooh, I'm sorry. The answer I have here is Whoopi Goldberg.
Very close. I think she played her in the movie or something, maybe? Oh well, just for playing, you get #2 in our series of Great American Trading Cards. Betsy Rosen. Here's a woman who made the first American flag, supposedly, the 8th of 17 children. Betsy often hung around the local drainage ditch as a child, where she made most of her friends. After dropping out of Quaker public school and being expelled from the Quaker congregation, she made her way to New Jersey and became a seamstress, sewing outfits for animals and vermin. Most people believe that Betsy made the first American flag in the Betsy Ross House in Philadelphia, but there's no credible evidence to support that she did so. But tourists and Americans think she did anyway. Here you go.
Great job, Jesse. Let's give it up for Jesse. Well, no winner yet, but we solved the last question. If they get this right, Clyde, what will they win?
#3 in our series of Great American Women Trading Cards, Billy Madison. I think she baked good cakes or something.
Yeah, amazing cakes. Okay, well here's the final question. Name the first female ever elected to the United States House of Representatives.
Here's a lovely lady. Tell me, ma'am. You know the answer to my question? Shirley Chisholm, Cole?
No.
Would you like to name the yes based on the previous answer?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes, answer. Whoopi Goldberg.
That's correct! Congratulations!
Billy Madison was often mistaken for the guy who couldn't pass the 4th grade. Billy Madison was the first lady of the United States and wife of James Madison. She's acclaimed for throwing crazy White House parties and baking delicious cakes for her friends. One of her parties got so wild that she set the White House on fire and burned it to the ground. Fortunately, she was able to save most of the White House's valuables, but everyone was pretty angry with her for burning the place down. She redeemed herself, however, by starting her own bakery brand, which continues to operate today. Here you go.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Hey, did you guys feel that?
What? Yeah, that was Mexican food.
Not the Mexican food. About a minute ago, I felt a lot of love in this room, but something's changed. I feel our audience is tired of being barraged with so much information. Maybe they'd like to ask us some questions. And remember, Seth, in Act 1, I think you said...
Oh, yeah, that's right. You said we'd give them a chance to ask us any serious questions they had about American history.
That's right, because, like I said, we've covered a lot of material very quickly tonight, and we'd like to give you a chance to ask us any serious questions you have about American history. Now, there are some sample questions in the program that we've been asked and answered in the past, and, you know, just raise your hand and we'll come right to you.
Anyone?
Anybody?
Anyone? Yes.
Who's Samuel Adams?
Beer.
Great contribution.
Any other questions? Anyone? Yes.
When was the era of good feelings?
It was right after the era of bad feelings? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I put a great time.
Anyone else?
Yes.
Anyone?
What does E pluribus una mean?
Something about Cheetos. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right, that's good. Hey, come on, man. You know it's not like TV. You know we can hear you too. Oh, wait, what did he say? He already said. He said we left out 50 years of history.
What 50 years?
Oh, I know. You're talking about the 50 years between Civil War and World War I, right?
Well, did it occur to you we left it out on purpose because it wasn't a very funny time in American history?
No, we said we left it out because we didn't know anything about it.
Did you just say he was ugly?
Oh, no, that is
No. Okay, even though he was rude, I think we should answer the guy's question.
You want to answer the question after he's been rude.
He's American. He can't help being rude.
Yeah, I'll give you that. All right, but it's going to be quick, okay? Because it wasn't a very funny time in American history. All right, here it goes. There was labor unrest.
Not funny.
There was land grabbing at an unprecedented scale.
Not funny.
There was 7-year-olds working themselves to death in sweatshops.
Well, I think that covers everything.
Yeah, shall we move on?
I think so.
Yes, great questions, everyone. Give yourselves a big round of applause.
We now move on to the final chapter of the history of America, in which myriad events collide and deflect, seemingly significant, yet disjointed. And how better to capture the spirit of post-war America
Then with the medley of Broadway show too!
Not doing a medley of Broadway show.
But I thought we agreed the Broadway musical is America's greatest contribution to world theater.
Samantha, the people know America through the hard-boiled detective. It's the film noir ending.
No, not the film noir ending.
Samantha, you're such a jerk. We voted.
Well, I changed my mind.
You can't change your mind on a vote. That's the whole purpose. We'll vote again. We'll use the audience.
Yeah, let's use the audience. Okay, let's do this by applause. Everyone in favor of Samantha's stupid Broadway show Tuesday ending.
Everybody in favor of my thoughtful film noir. Well, looks like Samantha's stupid Broadway ending wins.
Thank you.
But it looks like we win in the Electoral College.
No! All right, I'll do the film noir ending. But if only I get to play the good parts, like Lieutenant Flush and Ronald